It began as a faint irregularity, a glitch buried in the unfiltered readings of the James Webb Space Telescope. Something that should have been ignored. Something no one was supposed to notice. At first, only a handful of astronomers caught it. A pulse hidden inside the spectrographic data. Too precise. Too rhythmic. Too controlled. It wasn't the scatter of dust grains. It wasn't the collapse of a star. It wasn't the icy signature of a comet. It was something else. Something cold. Deliberate. And deeply unsettling. The object in question was already infamous, catalogued as 3I Atlas, an interstellar traveler that had defied every rule of physics since its discovery. But the newly leaked Webb data would shatter everything we thought we knew. If the analysis is correct, then 3I Atlas isn't just another wandering fragment from deep space. It may be watching us. And now, for the first time, fragments of that truth are slipping out. A visitor unlike any other. When Atlas was first recorded, researchers assumed it was like the two interstellar visitors we had seen before, Oumuamua in 2017, and Borisov in 2019. Strange but natural, icy bodies from other star systems swinging past our sun before vanishing into the black. But Atlas broke the rules almost immediately. Unlike comets, it showed no coma, no dusty tail, no trace of water. Instead, it gave off only one thing: carbon dioxide. Not in small amounts, but in massive quantities. And nothing else. NASA's spectrometers expected to find water vapor or carbon monoxide, signatures so common they are practically universal in comets. But both were missing. What kind of natural body behaves like this? The answer was clear: none that we know of. The silence of NASA publicly, officials were quiet. Almost too quiet. Press statements called it under observation, with little detail. But behind the curtain, the James Webb Space Telescope was tasked with something it had never done before: secretly monitoring a nearby object. On August 6, 2025, Webb locked onto Atlas. No press release followed. No images were shared. Only silence. Until a leak appeared. A technical note, short, dense, and unsettling. It described an object encircled by a perfectly uniform halo of carbon dioxide, stretching hundreds of thousands of kilometers. That alone was bizarre. But what came next was far stranger. Atlas wasn't shining by reflecting sunlight. It was glowing from within. Light that shouldn't exist. The leaked spectrogram revealed something impossible. The emissions resembled engineered light wavelengths used in telecommunications. Not random. Not chaotic. But repeating. Structured. A cosmic pattern, like Morse code across the stars. And then came the size measurements. Atlas spans nearly 46 kilometers across, far larger than any interstellar body ever recorded, and statistically improbable to appear by chance. Its path was even more troubling. Unlike Oumuamua's chaotic slingshot through the solar system, Atlas entered in perfect alignment with the orbital plane of the planets. The odds of this happening naturally? About 1 in 500. It wasn't drifting. It was following a plan. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb called the trajectory technologically suggestive. He noted that Atlas's approach seemed designed not to hide, but to ensure it would be seen, while leaving just enough mystery that it could not be fully explained. And its origin point? The constellation Sagittarius. The same region of the sky tied to the famous WOW signal detected in 1977. One of the most credible unexplained transmissions ever received. Coincidence, or connection? The probe theory as theories swirled, Engineers suggested something more provocative. Atlas could be an engineered asteroid. Imagine a massive rocky body, hollowed out and retrofitted with hidden systems. The crust of stone acting as armor against cosmic radiation. A thin surface layer designed to release CO, masking what lay inside. To distant observers, it would look like a harmless comet. But inside, it could hold machinery, sensors, even habitats. A concept humans themselves have proposed for interstellar travel. And now, it might be real. The signals, then came the pulses. At first dismissed as thermal flickering, Webb's deeper analysis revealed sequences of prime numbers embedded in the light bursts. SETI researchers have long proposed prime numbers as a universal mathematical language. A message of intelligence. Even more disturbing were the pauses. Long gaps between the bursts. Like silences in a conversation. As though Atlas wasn't just transmitting. It was waiting. Listening. A shift from science to defense. What happened next pushed the story out of science and into secrecy. Within weeks of the leak, the U.S. military intervened. The classified X-37B spaceplane was launched on a covert mission. Its trajectory intersected Atlas's path. Its payload? Unknown. Internal documents renamed the anomaly under a chilling new classification, technological unknown of extraterrestrial origin. Atlas was no longer only an astronomical puzzle. It was now a matter of defense. A living machine? But some biologists went further. They proposed that Atlas might not be just a machine, nor a comet, but something in between. A hybrid life form. Part biology. Part machine. A biomechanical organism capable of adapting over millions of years. If so, it wasn't simply sent. It may have sent itself. Capable of learning. Of choosing. Of deciding to observe systems like ours. The countdown. The strangest part came in a leaked memo. Hidden inside the pulses was a structured message. Countdown initiated. 283 Earth days remaining. A countdown to what? Its closest pass to Mars? Earth's alignment? Something else entirely? No one knows. But the signals continue. Shadows and maps, and then came something even stranger. Enhanced imagery revealed a linear shadow trailing Atlas. Not caused by sunlight. Not explained by physics. NASA coined a new term, self-shading. A phrase that appears nowhere else in astronomy. Even when Atlas slipped behind the sun, it wasn't gone. Signals near the hydrogen line, the universal marker of physics, repeated every 12 hours and 3 minutes. And researchers realized something chilling. That exact signal had been faintly recorded decades earlier, by Voyager 1, at the edge of the heliopause. Finally, Webb's spectrogram was reprocessed. And the noise resolved into a star map. Not of our galaxy, but of the Triangulum galaxy, 2.7 million light-years away. And the map connected back to Earth, forming a perfect loop. Atlas wasn't lost. It was following a route. The frightening possibility inside SETI and other institutions, whispers now circulate. Whispers no one dares publish. That Atlas isn't a comet. Isn't a probe. Isn't even a ship. It may be a mind. A form of intelligence encoded not in biology, but in structure, motion, and silence. Not a body, but a thought. A thought crossing galaxies. And James Webb didn't just observe it. It triggered it. The question. So now we face the question. The question is no longer what Atlas is. The question is, why now? Why Earth? And most haunting of all, what happens when the countdown ends? Because if the signals are true, then Atlas isn't just passing by. It's arriving.